it has got the implications with today's reading. And in the early times, the Coloseum was actually built by the Titus, actually the process initiated by his father. So the Coloseum mainly serves as the theater, the entertainment area. So what they do, if you watch the Gladiator movie, most of you might watch the Gladiator. So it presents the scenes of how the Roman civilization was very rich in constructing those things. It was very huge. The seating was down, there were emperors, and in the middle there were normal people, and above the women and slaves. So that clearly shows the society of Romans. And what they do, they fight, the gladiators fight will be there, and also most sad thing is the Christians were put there and they were given as a feed for the wild beasts. So I believe those people died there, they are the real disciples, as the responsorial psalm, those who gave generously, not things, but their own lives. And today, the Pope, every Pope who is there, they also start the way of the cross, the Coloseum, and they move around. Now, having said that, so we coin a term that is discipleship amidst the Coloseum of today. Though the Coloseum was distracted by the earthquake in a few centuries ago, there are a lot of Coloseums that arise even today. One is the Coloseum of darkness, second is the Coloseum of attachment, and third is the Coloseum of law. The Coloseum of darkness that is clearly depicted in the Psalms. The psalmist presents the contrast between the light and darkness. So we see two people, those who are in darkness and one who is in light. The people, those who are in darkness, are the audience who are watching the scene. And the people are in light are those who are given as feed, or those who kill themselves. Those who kill themselves by by fight or so on. So the reading, Psalms clearly mentions, He is gracious, merciful and just. People, those who are merciful, just and gracious, are one who in the battlefield. And you see there are 8,000 people looking at these few people, and they actually show what is the discipleship is. Their faith were tested in the blood, and their discipleship is actually proved in the fire. So we believe they are the true disciples, and the Coloseum of darkness is created, takes a new form of corruption, caste prejudice, and lies, and moral compromise. And people, those who come out of this darkness, are called the disciples. And in the Gospel, we see, as Father also mentioned, hating your own father, mother, wife, and children. It is a bit difficult, but what Jesus actually says is, language is very different and meaning also differs. He says not just about living out our father, mother, or wife. It is matter of the Coloseum of attachment. We have a holy detachment. That is, the attachments are the comfort, too much technology, status, power, and behavior that is always trying to project oneself in the society to prove I am the great, and the self-image. Now and then we reflect ourselves. So these are the new terms of Coloseum that we need to destruct. A disciple is the one who orders the love in the right way. So he detaches from all these things and brings a society or brings a place that is always resounds God's works and God's deeds. And in the first reading, that is Romans, written by Paul to the Romans, the Coloseum of the law. context, the law is the Jewish people, they focused on law because for them, not the people are not important. For them, the Sabbath is important. The dietary regulations are really important, and the Mosaic inscriptions, that is the Mosaic law, they have around some 600. These are the important, so they never paid attention to the human beings, those who lived among them. And exactly, Paul states this situation says, love is the fulfillment of the law. Now, the love meaning has evolved. If you have seen, love is not just a passive word in the Bible, but it has got active implications in our day-to-day life. If I would say, love is an expression. It's an expression in terms of the rules, the traffic rules. In India, every hour at least one die of the traffic accident, the road accident. So it is because of the negligence of the law. So it is not just we are neglecting the law, but in terms of the active implication, we follow law because of love. The religious houses, we see the house is very good, looks good food and all these things, but there are even indoor Coloseums that are created. We have prejudice, we have hidden persecutions, cold wars, and gossips around us. So these are the Coloseums that even present in the religious house, even today. Maybe we can reflect and find out. A disciple is the one who destroys this and builds the kingdom of God. And in the context of Ephesus, the Coloseum actually was created by the Calvinists. And they created, and Francis stood for them. We speak of gentleness, humility, without hitting the context, on what context it is made. He followed all these virtues amidst all this Coloseum of the Calvinists, and he fought against, he won that. He won the race. So, my dear friends, today it's an open invitation to all of us to find out the Coloseums that is around us in the society and in the religious houses and in the ministry where we do all those things, and find out and distract. So that would be the true discipleship, and that would shed light and bring a social order, and we can experience Christ doing so, being a true disciple, distracting the Colossians of today. Live Jesus.